What is up, YouTube? KM888 here, and today I'm here for you guys with some dueling book replays. Now, I'm not the kind of guy to actually do this a lot, so if the quality isn't right, just give me some time to learn this. But in general, I'm gonna try to do 2 or 3 matches per video, depending on the time, and I'm gonna go over my choices, why I did some stuff. For the rest of the thing, the duel, I'm gonna hope it's gonna play out pretty fast, but we'll see. And then you guys can give me comments on whether you want the duel to be faster, you want it to be slower, more common, stuff like that. You just give me some info and I can work off that. So yeah. For the first game against 11 Wildy right here, I know the guy in real life. He's one of the people that also almost always plays Paleo, and you can see it already. He's playing 60 cards. If I see a 60 card deck these days, I assume it's going to be Paleo or branded. I know the guy is probably going to be Paleo. So also Yuri is in the comment section. So yeah, probably testing purposes for Dutch nationals. They went there. But yeah, let's look at the hand first. First thing that you see is my opponent is indeed on Paleo. Really cool. Yeah, I just think the deck is really awesome. And then for my own hand, I'm on Double Ash, Imperm, Ghost Bell, and Traptrix Arachnocampa. So not the greatest opening hand, but I do believe that I got to start, so that's already really good. And we're gonna go over to some plays. So really easy here. We have Arachnocampa, some hand traps, and only Imperm basically, so I'm just gonna set it, but it's not a problem. It's a really slow play, but I actually kind of like the slow play against Paleo. But we're gonna see here that he summons the Soldier Dragons immediately, and it's already kind of annoying, because if I go Imperm on the Soldier Dragons, it's just gonna chain, and I can't pop any of the back row. The good thing is, of course, Soldier Dragon only has 700 attack, so I can ram over it, but then there's stuff like Wabako. I don't want to mess it. So the thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna waste 1 Ash Blossom on that Soldier Dragons with the Imperm so I can get my engine rolling faster, because I really need my engine. So Serra here is going to trigger, and I'm going to get Mermelio. Mermelio is going to pop one of his back row, and to be honest, that's all you want against this deck. You want to pop the back row as fast as possible to gain control. So Mermelio goes off, Serra goes off, I get to set a trap card. Now, I did hit a Paleozoic, and if we see what he has, like he had 3 Paleos, the chances to hit a Paleo was really big. So my turn, I draw the Garden. Not really the best, but I have Holotea with Serra in combination to still get my plays done. And I'm just gonna go end main. I don't want to mess with this Soldier Dragon, and I'm gonna try and ram it over. And he goes Star Battle Phase using the Morella. I don't know what he's trying to send. But it's probably something to stop the battle phase, which I don't like. So I go Ash on the Morella, forgetting about the Soldier Dragons there, and to be honest, like, that was kind of stupid of me, but it's a learning process, so you shouldn't Ash there. Just let the Morella go through, then you can still attack over the Soldier Dragons, hopefully. Now he gets his Laundry off, mills 3, gets another Paleozoic, and he still got the level 2 on board that he wanted, because Morella was just something probably to trigger his Canadia and get that on the field. But yeah, so what we have here, like 1600 defense is actually a lot, because he has Rise to Full Height, and now I can't even attack over the Soldier Dragons anymore. So he's gonna go Rise to Full Height, double this thing's defense, and then in the graveyard, like all these things are gonna come to the field. So the Morella, then he's going to use Rise, target the Dragon Maid, so I can only attack that. Really annoying stuff, and I can't even attack anything anymore. So I shouldn't have ashed to begin with. It's something that you learn. So right here, I've done some plays. So I'm gonna go overlay into Pinguicula, and since I didn't even normal summon yet, I can easily go with the Pinguicula, do some plays there, and go from there. So right here, He's gonna Traptrix, and I should have seen this coming, to be honest. Now he has a full board. What's he gonna do? He's gonna Daruma Cannon me, so that's kind of annoying. And I lost my entire engine package right here, and I'm up against 5 monsters. This isn't looking too great for me. I also had a really slow start with just the Serra and the Impum. And then, of course, with my little misplay that I did, of course, it's really annoying. But right here, I'm trying to come back, so I go Ghost Bell, normal summon, and I actually activate the Holtea. Serra had already triggered, so nothing that I can do with the Garden to get this back. So the thing I'm just gonna do, really easy, I'm gonna go into Serra, I'm gonna make an SP Little Knight, and with this, banishing the Ghost Bell, I get back my Dionea effect, and I get back the Holtea at the very least. So it's another thing, just try to grind up some resources against the deck, because you're gonna need them. And then because I didn't use Serra yet, I can still set my Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare, and I have at the very least 2 traps right now, on top of SP Little Knight. Now, do remember, I could have done this play the other way around. Could have made SP Little Knight first, then went banish his card, use Garden, banish the SP Little Knight, summon Dionea, set whatever I wanted, and then went into Serra. But then I didn't have a secondary trap card, but I would have my Serra plus a trap hole, which would also be fine, but yeah, not game changing. Now, I wanted to get the Soldier Dragon out of the way, because if he goes Exceeding, then his Soldier Dragon would be still there, then my SP Little Knight would just give him more fodder. Of course, he top decks another Soldier Dragon. Doesn't really matter, he goes into Sky Cavalry Centaurea, and this thing is just all kinds of bad news for the Little Knight, so yeah. As you can see, I'm just gonna fast forward this a little bit. I take some damage. Just want to preserve my trap cards at this point. And he goes Opabinia, so I chain my Nightmare, just chains another one, and I mean, it's all the same at that point. So right now, Holtea in the graveyard, I haven't used that yet, so I can still get it back for Dionea, and then get back my Trap Hole Nightmare. It's kind of funny how it's kind of a resource loop. And right here, I'm thinking, oh, I can't win this anymore, probably better scoop it up. Now, the funny thing is, he summoned twice, at least twice out of his extra deck. So I could have went into Typhon, and Typhon bounced the Zeus, and then attack over the Opabinia. So I actually still had a shot in winning this, because he didn't have anything in hand anymore. So the thing that I would have ended on is my Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare, which would have been banished from Dionea's effect. But I still would have had the Imperm, so Imperm plus Typhon at that point. And at that, from there on out, it all depends on what we draw. He's probably gonna end up winning that exchange anyway, so I was like, okay, it didn't matter that I misplayed right there, but I scoop it up way too fast, basically. So right here, I think I scoop it up, yeah, and we go to game 2. So I actually had the out in the Typhon, but I didn't really remember, so yeah. Let's go over the game 2 opening hands. So my opponent opens Threatening Roar, Leang Koilea, like that name's crazy, Accumulated Fortune, Reasoning, and Traptrix. So the problem in Paleozoic right now is the draw engine. A lot of people don't know what to actually use for the draw engine, so at this point he was testing the Accumulated Fortune. For my hand, I had Traptrix Mantis, really good. I have the Parallel Exceed, so that's awesome already. Gravedigger's Trap Hole, so I have a Trap Hole, I have Impum, and I have a Garden. So Garden plus Mantis is actually enormously powerful. So if I do see a Trap Hole at that point, I can just as well grab Dionea for the second summon, because it gives an additional Exceed option. So we're going to see that right here. I'm going to play out my turn, and I'm going to go Serra, Parallel Exceed, use it. I know the deck doesn't play any hand traps, because more than once they actually are running Morganite, and Morganite prevents hand traps. So the only reason he would be playing hand traps if he knows he's going second like this, and he doesn't plan on playing like, it doesn't mind the bricks of having those when they don't do anything. It's a bit weird, more organized with hand traps. So I just decided, okay, he's not playing them, and I go for it. So Pinguicula, Surge, Arachnocampa. I'm just gonna let the combo go up. Holotea, summon Dionea, set the Gravediggers, go for Redoer, then additional normal summon, and I end on my Ptolemaeus as well. Now, I also still have Arachnocampa in hand, which I decide not to use yet. I know his deck is pretty slow, so the thing's going to happen is he's probably going to set a bunch of traps. Then I can use Arachnocampa and get an additional set from the Serra. Just in case that something goes wrong with one of my back row. I only have an Impum, I have a Gravedigger Trap Hole, so I might not be able to use one of those to trigger my Serra and then special something to trigger it again to set. So I need the Arachnocampa in my own turn. The second thing I want to mention, because I have the Ptolemaeus, I'm planning to go into Durandal. And Durandal actually gives my opponent the opportunity to pop one of my spells or traps. And if I can chain my Arachnocampa to that effect, special summon it on the field, and then my opponent at least cannot choose one of my face down back row. Well, they can attempt to, but it won't resolve. So yeah, that's the thought process. So right here, I probably should have used my Ptolemaeus immediately to go into Durandal. But because I have the Arachnocampa, I wanted to kind of wait. Might not have been the greatest decision right here, because I could have negated the reasoning with the Durandal. Imagine him getting, like, milling rollback plus the elemental burst. That would have been really devastating. So I could have lost right there because I forgot to use my Durandal. I didn't think about reasoning at all, to be honest. To further it up, I didn't use my Redoer effect because I didn't want to put more traps in his graveyard right here. I didn't feel the need to get that additional card, and he isn't really playing a lot of spells anyway, so yeah. So going off, you see I call 2, he mills the Laundry Dragonmaid. He has the Trap Tantalizing Tune, so he can put something back, but at the very least he didn't really mill anything noteworthy except for some Paleos. So that's actually really great. So right here, he sets 5, and I'm, okay, this is actually a really good opportunity to go Arachnocampa, use Ptolemaeus, so actually doing that, and I get my Durandal play out, special the Arachnocampa, get another set from the Serra, and get Holotea. So that's actually really fun because now he can't destroy my back row once per turn, and I have Holotea for next turn. So with a full field, I could see myself getting through this board. So yeah. So I go Pinguicula, he uses Threatening Roar. I just know that this is for all of the Paleozoic cards, so he just wants to get out of Paleos. So we're gonna go to the next play. He's gonna chain an Accumulated Fortune. This is like chaining 4 already. He gets another Paleo. So now he has both his Paleos. Then he goes Dimensional Barrier, and he attempts to negate my Pinguicula. Now, I really want my Pinguicula to go off here. So the thing that I do is I'm going to negate that with the Durandal. I don't like the fact that he went D-Barrier. I know he doesn't have another Paleo to trigger, but like that doesn't really matter here. I just want my Exceeds to go off. Also, I have my Redoer in case I need it. It's there. If I want to bounce it, you never know. And I want my follow-up, like with Pinguicula, I get another Mantis, and then I have 2 normal summons with Garden. That's just crazy. So I go for my negate. He actually chooses to destroy one of the phase downs. Reading is difficult. And I have Arachnocampa, which says, yeah, you can't destroy that. So that's really good. See, is there anything else that's noteworthy? Maybe the Skullmeister that I've drawn. I do side 3 Skullmeisters, and I think they are amazing in this matchup. I choose not to use these on the Paleos because why would you? And the reason I have Skullmeisters in here are solely for the transaction rollbacks. If I feel that I need it, if it's a crutch moment, definitely go for the Skullmeister. Okay, this is already taking 15 minutes, so probably going to be one duel per video for now until I find a faster way. But yeah, so right now, I'm already on the threatening. I can't go into battle phase anyway, so I'm going to go as Paleo Knight. I'm going to start hitting his back row. So yeah, Traptrix, he goes for the Morella. He uses it, sends transaction rollback, and this is where we see that we definitely need this. Like, transaction rollback can be really devastating right here. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna go Myrmelio effect. I have 2 normal summons, so I mean, why not? Pop his last back row. It's really good. Second normal summon, Mantis. Oh, it's even my first normal summon because I summoned this from the effect. Yeah. It's crazy, like so many options right here. So I go Rafflesia, just because I don't want him targeting or destroying anything by card effect from my Traptrix. Is like, why not? I can still get, I have another Gravediggers in deck, so if he attempts a backjack, I can stop that. Yeah. And with my second search, I go for Myrmelio. It's just another card that I want in cycle, because if just how the amount of cards that you can pop with the Myrmelio in this is important. So yeah. So let's see. I use the Mantis effect right here to bounce the card that I had set from Dionea, so it doesn't banish itself in the end phase. We both forgot which card it was, but we both know we had one, so we just went for that one instead of searching it in the logs. Like, and then I finally decide to banish the Mantis with Garden to special summon Pinguicula again. Now, the reason I do this, which isn't a standard play, I could have made another rank 4, but there aren't really a lot of rank 4s I want to make here. Just because he has those 2 Paleozoics and fields. What I rather wanted was the Pinguicula in case something gets sent to the graveyard by a card effect. Like another backjack, then you can just take it with the Pinguicula, and then you have a material again. So yeah. Also, with the Paleo Knight, if I banish something from the opponent, then I can attach that monster to the Pinguicula, which is also really good actually. So yeah. Right here, I give it back to my opponent. He goes Trap Tantalizing Tune, discards the Wabako, and you can see his hand right now. It's Canadia, it's Daruma Cannon, and it's another Leancoilia. Like, what is that name? I swear. Okay. So he goes Opabinia, and Truth Be Told, like, why would you even do this? You know I have the Traptrix Traphold Nightmare, but I guess he just wants to lure things out or something. I don't know. I probably would have just attacked into the Arachnocampa and then attempted to go for a Zeus play, but I mean, you'd have to go into Zeus immediately because I have the Time Thief Redoer, which would mean it's only 1 pop, and that pop also gets stopped by the Traptrix Traphold Nightmare, so you can just as well do it now. Try to get some value out of it. Maybe you should have used Canadia right here, like before doing this on the Time Thief Redoer. That could have been an out, like use Canadia on the Redoer, then go for a Zeus play. I think that would have been nice. So yeah. Yeah, as you can see, like, I still have a lot of things that I can do. So let's play it out a little bit. He ends on one of his traps. After the chain resolve, I get both effects, so it's also really nice. I can equip the Opabinia right here because it's destroyed by the Traptrix Traphold Nightmare, and I get to special summon my Myrmelio. Now, as soon as this resolves, like, the Myrmelio is chain link 1, and he gets to chain his transaction rollback chain link 2. So he banishes it to target a Traptrix. I really don't want that. Traptrix can get anything right here, so I'm gonna Skullmeister it. It's really good. And he actually stays with only 1 monster and the Daruma Cannon. So yeah, I get to set a Holotea, and yeah, this game is basically, like, it's basically done. So So I take some damage, like this doesn't even hardly matter. Roll back, put something back, like this with the tune. I get my monsters back, and then I even draw an Ash Blossom. So if he wants to Daruma Cannon me right here, like 1, 2, 3 cards, 4 cards can go to the graveyard, but I just use the Espidel Knight to banish something. I could have used the effect of the Redoer to attach something, but like it won't even matter. So yeah, I detach for Pinguicola. I even get a card, so another Pudica. I have 2 more normal summons. I'm just gonna bait out the back row right now, so using 3 cards, go into my Link 3, the Oedipus, and Oedipus is actually really fun. But the thing that I mind the most right here is my monster zones being free. So Holotea into, I believe, Myrmelio, trying to get his trap out of the way. And right here we actually did it. So I chain my Espidel Knight so he can't even get a Paleo back, and I choose itself with the Oedipus. I don't mind that my Myrmelio gets set, that my Rafflesia gets banished. I can flip up the Time Thief Redoer again anyways. And then I have my Garden to banish my Myrmelio to do some more plays. I have 2 normal summons, so this is like, it just ends right here. I don't know if he has a Rise to Full Height yet. Nope. Okay. That was game 2. And then game 3. So his opening hand consists of another Paleozoic, Accumulated Fortune, Needlebug, Wabako, and another Canadia. So actually not the worst hand, but he really needs this Needlebugness to go through. And look at that, I have an Ash Blossom. So my opening hand is Holotea, Mantis, Skullmeister, which I always love in this matchup, Arachnocampa, and the Ash Blossom. So my plan, after he sets all his stuff, of course, is going to be Mantis into Arachnocampa already. So I actually have a starting play ready, which I like. So yeah, as I said before, he sets 5, goes Needlebug, and I Ash it. Now my draw for turn is Myrmelio, which is kind of sad, I feel. Because with Mantis plus Arachnocampa, I also had my place. The one thing that the Myrmelio actually gives me is that now I can go Myrmelio, actually go to Serra, and then Holotea with the new trap card is immediate place as well, which doesn't lock me into plant or insects from the extra deck. So I'm still gonna go Mantis. I want to get the ball rolling. He goes Canadia on the Mantis to set it face down, and I just want to have my Serra at the very least, because Serra is going to trigger if he uses traps as well, so that's important. I'm gonna go Arachnocampa right here, and as you can see, I can go attack with it for a little bit more damage because Serra only has 800, Arachnocampa has 13. Then I go into Serra, and from now on, if he uses a trap, like, Serra is going to trigger. So yeah, Holotea, it's an additional card in his turn that I can use. Really good. He draws Elemental Burst, which is funny because this card sucks in your hand and on the field, but because it is the new card which is set, I'm actually going to target that one for destruction. So it's a correct play, like always, because he can't chain this and he can chain the other 3. But yeah, so I go Holotea in the end phase. And I'm gonna pop like Serra effect, special Myrmelio. I'm gonna pop the Elemental Burst. Now the thing is, if he had a rollback, it didn't really matter. I still had Skullmeister for death as well. But I like that was actually some bad luck for me actually. So yeah. But anyway, game plan as always. Start hitting that back row. I actually hit the Accumulated Fortune, which was good because he didn't have anything banished. This Paleozoic couldn't trigger. And he could have changed the Wabaku, but without a Paleo in the graveyard, he couldn't go chaining 3 and then chaining 4 Accumulated Fortune. So yes, Little Knight was always the correct play. I can't attack directly this turn, but I mean, honestly, against this deck, you just want to outgrind and then go for the kill. So Liang he just wants to get it in graveyard. Wabaku special it out. I'm just gonna do my plays right here. You're gonna see my end board. Now, the reason that I'm deck thinning this much before the Pot of Prosperity, at this point I was still on the Super Polys. I'm actually doubting to take them out right now. In my current build, I'm not running them because I want to try out other cards. So yeah. And as you see, like, I go Pot of Prosperity for 6 actually because I want that Super Poly and I get it. Like, it was actually in the first 3, so I could have just banished 3. But this Super Poly is just, that's just game. Like, I have multiple cards that I can trigger. I have a Holotea in graveyard with Mirmelio. So, like, Super Poly into Garura, and as long as, like, look at this. He has Desires. I decide to go Durandal immediately. It's just game. I negated Desires. He has nothing that he can do. And that's game. Yeah. 25 minutes. Let's see how long it took in the log. So we actually went to 41. So we would have, like, 45 minutes is standard for on the tournament. This I like. I have a couple more minutes then to go into the next round. The only downside, in real life, you don't really, like, the cards are hard. Like, it's a lot harder in real life to play than finding the cards on Dueling Book. So this game in real life could have actually went to like 50 minutes maybe, and then in time it could be really dangerous. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this first video. I'm gonna try and do them faster, but give me some comments down below. So yeah, see ya.